Let me tell you something important. Most people are trapped in a game they don't even realize they're playing. They wake up, rush to work, stress over bills, come home tired, and do it all again the next day. They call it normal. I call it the rat race. And escaping the rat race doesn't start with quitting your job or getting rich overnight. It starts in your mind. It starts with changing your philosophy about money, time, and freedom. I used to think the goal was just to make more money, more hours, more hustle, more checks. But I learned something: more money without a new mindset just traps you in a more expensive cage. You get a better car, a bigger house, and somehow, even more stress. See, the problem isn't income, it's dependency. If your entire life depends on one paycheck, one boss, one source, you're not free. You're stuck. I realized that the rat race is fueled by the belief that time equals money. You trade time for money, spend that money on things you think will bring relief, and then repeat, over and over, like a treadmill with no finish line. So, how do you break free? First, you have to stop thinking like a worker and start thinking like an owner. I'm not just talking about owning a business. I'm talking about owning your time, your choices, your value. When you think like an owner, you stop waiting to be rescued. You stop blaming the system. You start building your own. Here's something that changed everything for me. Poor people spend money. Rich people invest money. Wealthy people invest time. Let that sink in. If every hour of your day is already sold before the sun rises, you've already lost. You can't build freedom in the cracks and leftovers. You have to create space. You have to create leverage. And that starts with learning how to earn without always being present. That's what separates the financially free from the financially trapped leverage. You create leverage through skills, through assets, through systems, through ideas that work when you're not working. That's how you slowly step off the treadmill. Now, don't get me wrong, hard work matters. But if all your work is hard and none of it is smart, you're just digging deeper. Working harder inside the cage doesn't make the cage disappear. You have to step back and ask yourself, what am I building? Where does this lead? I started studying people who had real freedom, and I noticed something. They all had multiple streams of income, not multiple jobs. They weren't chasing checks, they were building pipelines. One stream paid for their needs. Another paid for their future. Another bought back their time. They didn't look richer at first, but over time they became untouchable. So I stopped asking, how can I make more money? And started asking, how can I make money differently? That shift opened doors I didn't even know existed. I learned about royalties, digital assets, intellectual property, partnerships. I started seeing income as something that could grow while I slept, not just something I chased while awake. Then I made another shift. I stopped chasing lifestyle and started chasing purpose. See, the rat race is fueled by envy. You look around, you see someone with more, and suddenly your life feels smaller. So you buy things to feel bigger. You work more to afford more. You sacrifice health for status, presence for perception, and the cycle continues. But once you define success on your own terms, the game changes. Success for me became about options, about waking up and deciding how to spend my day, about working because I want to, not because I have to, about being present with the people I love, instead of being constantly pulled away. Escaping the rat race isn't about becoming a millionaire. It's about no longer needing to run. It's about peace of mind. It's about control. It's about designing a life that aligns with your values, not someone else's expectations. So what are the steps? 1. Track every dollar. If you don't know where your money goes, it owns you. You can't build wealth without awareness. Your money needs a plan, or it'll disappear into someone else's. 2. Increase your value. Learn skills that pay you more than your time is worth. High-income skills, things that scale, things that solve problems. The marketplace doesn't care how hard you work. It rewards value. 3. Cut consumer thinking. Stop buying things to feel successful. Start investing in things that make you valuable. Buy books before bags. Buy tools before toys. Assets over aesthetics. 4. Build one income stream that works without you. It doesn't need to make you rich, it needs to make you free. Start small. Start simple. But start. 5. Reinvest in freedom. Don't just spend more when you earn more. Use extra income to buy back your time. Pay off debt. Automate systems. Outsource tasks. Create space to think, grow, build. 6. Redefine wealth. Wealth is not about digits in a bank. It's about how long you could live at your current level without working. If your answer is 2 weeks, you're not wealthy. You're exposed. You don't need to escape overnight. You need to start walking in the opposite direction. Every small change, every new habit, every mindset shift, it builds momentum. And eventually, the treadmill slows down, the noise quiets, the pressure lifts. And one day, you wake up and realize you're no longer running. You're choosing. And that, my friend, is freedom. It's not reserved for the lucky or the chosen. It's available to anyone who's willing to think different, act different, and build different. The rat race is real, but so is the exit. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfect. Start building your way out one smart move at a time. Freedom isn't found, it's built. Let's go deeper. Most people don't even realize how their beliefs around money were formed. They inherited them from parents who struggled, from teachers who never built wealth, from media that glorifies spending and mocks simplicity, from peers who reward image over substance. You must question everything you were taught. Were you told that money is evil? That wanting more makes you greedy? That you should play it safe and be grateful you have a job? Let me ask you something, has that thinking set you free? Because if it hasn't, it's time to upgrade your money philosophy. Here's what I learned. Money simply magnifies who you already are. If you're generous, you'll give more. If you're disciplined, you'll invest more. If you're wise, you'll build more. If you're foolish, you'll lose more. So the answer isn't to fear money, it's to become someone who can handle it. And the person who can handle it thinks long-term. Short-term thinkers want to look rich. Long-term thinkers want to be rich. Short-term thinkers chase dopamine. Long-term thinkers chase dividends. You want to escape the rat race? You must master delayed gratification. That means skipping the luxury today to invest in assets that pay you forever. That means building when others are relaxing, learning when others are scrolling, creating when others are consuming. You have to live like few are willing to, so you can live like few are able to. But let me warn you, the journey out of the rat race is lonely at first, because most people won't understand. They'll tell you to relax, to be realistic, to stop trying so hard. But don't let them pull you back into average. Your future deserves more than that. Keep your eyes forward. Keep your pace steady. Don't race others, just refuse to stop. And as you grow, as you earn, as you build, stay grounded. Because money alone won't save you from misery. Freedom isn't just financial, it's emotional, mental, relational. You want freedom in your schedule, but also in your heart, in your mind, in your spirit. And that means doing the inner work too. Let go of guilt. Let go of comparison. Let go of the past. You're not who you used to be. You're not who they say you are. You are becoming something greater, one habit, one belief, one decision at a time. And when you begin to experience that peace, the kind of peace that doesn't depend on a weekend or a paycheck, you'll know you've left the race. You'll be creating. You'll be contributing. You'll be choosing. That's the goal. Not to retire at 65, not to grind endlessly, but to build a life where you're fully alive now. So if you're tired of running, tired of chasing, tired of surviving, start designing. Design a life that works for you, a life with margin, with purpose, with ownership. The rat race wasn't built overnight, and you won't escape it overnight either. But the moment you decide, the moment you commit, the exit appears. And if you stay the course, something amazing happens. You stop surviving, and you start living. You stop earning, and you start creating. You stop running, and you start leading. So lead. Lead yourself out of the race. Lead others by example. And lead your life on purpose. with power, and with peace. Now let's get practical. There are 3 stages to escaping the rat race, and each requires a different mindset and different moves. Stage 1, survival. This is where most people are, living paycheck to paycheck, stressed about rent, reactive to every financial emergency. At this stage, your focus is simple: stop the bleeding, cut unnecessary expenses, build an emergency fund, learn how to delay gratification, get control over your spending habits. This is where you build the muscles of discipline. Stage 2, stability. Now you've got a little breathing room. You've broken the paycheck to paycheck cycle. This is when you start increasing your income. You pick up a skill. You launch a side hustle. You make your first investments. You study wealth like it's your new religion. Your goal here is to create margin space, to think, to plan, to strategize. You move from reactive to proactive. Stage 3, freedom. This is where it gets fun. Now your money works harder than you do. You have streams of income. You own assets. You have time. And most importantly, you have options. This is the reward of all the small decisions you made back in the survival stage. And from here, you don't stop, you scale. You teach. You give. You build legacy. Every stage matters. Don't despise where you are. Just don't stay there longer than you need to. And whatever stage you're in, remember, your greatest asset is your mindset. Because a new car with the wrong driver crashes, and a bigger income with the wrong habits disappears. But a strong mind, that multiplies everything it touches. So invest in that. Invest in books, in mentors, in quiet time to think, in spaces that stretch you, in people that challenge you, in habits that protect you, and most of all, invest in actions that build the future version of you. The version that's calm under pressure. The version that leads, not follows. The version that earns without begging, builds without burnout, and inspires without effort. You're not just escaping something, you're becoming someone. And that version of you doesn't panic when bills show up. They plan. They execute. They adapt. That version of you doesn't chase trends. They build value. They solve problems. They attract income. That version doesn't run the race. They build the course. And everyone else eventually asks how they did it. So if you want to be free, stop asking for shortcuts. Ask better questions. How can I earn without trading time? How can I multiply what I already have? How can I serve people at scale? How can I buy time instead of selling it? These are the questions that build wealth. These are the questions that buy your life back. Answer them daily. Act on them relentlessly. And the race won't just slow down, it'll disappear completely. That's the promise of freedom. And it's real. It's possible. And it's waiting on you. Here's another truth. Escaping the rat race doesn't mean escaping hard work. It means escaping mindless work. It means escaping work that leads nowhere. It means replacing busyness with purpose. That's why you must stop being just a consumer and become a producer. Every time you consume something, ask yourself, could I have created that? Someone's getting paid for what you're watching, reading, clicking, or sharing. Why not you? Shift your energy from distraction to creation. Write the blog. Launch the channel. Teach the skill. Record the course. Build the platform. Own the message. The digital economy has made it possible for anyone, and I mean anyone, to escape the traditional system. But only if you're willing to step up, show up, and stay in the game. Now let me talk to the part of you that still feels fear. The part that wonders, what if I fail? Buy calm. Let me be blunt, you will. You will fail. You will fall short. You will make bad investments. You'll launch things that flop. You'll get tired. You'll be tempted to quit. But that doesn't disqualify you, it develops you. Because failure is feedback. It's a mirror showing you where to grow. It's the tuition you pay to the school of experience. And if you keep showing up, failure becomes the foundation you build freedom on. That's how winners are made. Not by avoiding failure, but by collecting enough of it to earn wisdom and using that wisdom to build wealth. So keep going. Fall. Learn. adjust, move. Every failure is a step out of the race. And finally, let me say this. The rat race doesn't end when you make more money. It ends when you take control of your story, when you stop being the character and become the author. Write the life you want. Every page, every paragraph, every sentence. This is your time. This is your turn. This is your exit. Now walk through it. Let me ask you something important. If you keep living the way you're living now, same habits, same mindset, same routine, where does that take you in 5 years? Be honest. Does it lead to freedom or more fatigue? Does it give you options or more obligations? The truth is, most people already know the answer, but they keep moving because stopping to reflect would require facing reality. And reality, when ignored long enough, becomes regret. But you're not most people. You're still here, still listening, still learning. And that means something. It means there's a spark in you that refuses to settle. A part of you that believes there's more. More to see, more to give, more to become. Hold on to that spark. Guard it. Feed it. Because that spark, that's your future calling. That's your freedom speaking. And you honor it by acting on it. So here's your new mantra. I don't run the race. I build the road. Let others chase paychecks. I build assets. Let others waste time. I buy it back. Let others dream. I execute. Let others wait. I start. Let others talk. I prove. Let others scroll. I build. Let others consume. I create. Let others drift. I design. This is your code now. This is your moment to shift. No more hoping. No more hiding. No more hanging on for Friday, for permission, for validation. You are no longer a participant in someone else's game. You are the architect of your own freedom. And every move you make from here on out, every decision, every dollar, every discipline, it all adds up. You don't need a revolution. You need direction. You don't need millions. You need momentum. You don't need to be perfect. You need to persist. One step, one choice, one better decision at a time. That's how you escape. That's how you win. And that's how you never go back. So breathe deep. Lift your head. Your exit isn't ahead of you anymore. It's under your feet. Keep walking. Let's talk about wealth for a moment. Most people think wealth is a number, a salary, a bank account, a figure you hit so you can finally say, I made it. But true wealth isn't about how much you have, it's about how much control you have over your time. If you need to ask for permission to take a walk, to be with your family, to rest when you're tired, that's not wealth, that's bondage. You can make 6 figures and still be broke. You can drive a luxury car and still be empty. You can live in a mansion and still feel trapped. Because wealth isn't about showing off, it's about showing up. Showing up for the people you love. Showing up for your purpose. Showing up for your health. Showing up for your vision. And that kind of wealth, it starts with one bold decision: to stop living on autopilot. To stop playing defense with your life and start playing offense with your future. So pause. Look at your calendar, your habits, your environment, your spending, your relationships. Ask yourself, are these things helping me escape the race or keeping me in it? Be honest, because honesty is the first step toward healing. You can't fix what you're unwilling to face, but once you face it, everything becomes possible. So reevaluate, trim the fat, refocus your goals, reignite your fire. And remember this, the world will try to convince you that your dreams are too big, your goals too unrealistic, your standards too high. Ignore them, because most people don't escape the race not because they can't, but because they don't believe it's possible. But you do. You believe. And belief, backed by bold, consistent action, is unstoppable. So from this moment forward, you live different. You move different. You earn different. You think different. and soon you'll arrive somewhere few ever do. A life designed by intention, funded by freedom, powered by purpose. That's not a fantasy. That's the destination, and you're on your way. Let's bring it all home. The goal was never just to escape something, it was always to create something better. A life where money serves you instead of controls you. A routine built on purpose instead of pressure. A day that starts with peace, not panic. That kind of life isn't just for the elite, it's for the aware, for the intentional, for the builder, for the one who says, I refuse to settle for a life I didn't choose. It starts with one clear commitment. I will no longer participate in my own captivity. From now on, I build, I simplify, I automate, I grow, I multiply, I protect my time, I prioritize my peace, I expand my capacity, I strengthen my character. Because I'm not chasing escape, I'm designing elevation. That's the difference. And if you ever feel tired, that's normal. This isn't the easy road. This is the road less traveled, but it's also the road that leads somewhere meaningful, to impact, to ownership, to legacy. Let's talk about that last one, legacy. Because long after the paycheck fades, the titles vanish, the trophies collect dust. One thing will remain, how you lived. Did you play small? Did you stay quiet? Did you settle? Or did you rise? Did you give? Did you build something worth remembering? Legacy isn't just about what you leave behind, it's about what you live every single day. So live boldly, live intentionally, live like your time is sacred, because it is. And teach others what you've learned. Because when you escape the race, your next mission is to light the path for someone else. Be the example. Be the permission. Be the reason someone else decides to rise. Because that's how movements begin. One person, one decision, one new mindset, one new life. And you're already in motion. So keep going. You're closer than you think. You're stronger than you feel. You're further than you were. The rat race was never meant to hold you. It was meant to wake you up. And now that you're awake, don't stop. Design your life. Protect your peace. Build your freedom. And never look back. Let's make this undeniable. What you're building now isn't just about money. It's about mastery. Mastery over your emotions. Mastery over your time. Mastery over your decisions. Mastery over your life. Most people will never experience this. Not because they don't have the talent, but because they never choose to take full responsibility. But you have. And that's rare. So protect that choice. Don't let distractions steal it. Don't let temporary feelings sabotage it. Don't let fear negotiate it. The life you want doesn't arrive by accident. It is constructed brick by brick, with intention, with strategy, with courage. You are no longer hoping for freedom. You are engineering it. Each routine you upgrade, each belief you discard, each habit you install, these are your building blocks. This is how freedom is forged. This is how legacy is written. This is how the rat race becomes irrelevant, because you're not running anymore. You're creating. And when the world sees what you've built, they'll call it success. But you'll know the truth. It wasn't luck. It wasn't chance. It wasn't magic. It was you, day by day, step by step, brick by brick. You made the decision. You did the work. You became the person. And now you're free. Before I end this message, let me leave you with one last insight. Freedom is a rhythm. Not a destination, not a number, not a title, but a rhythm you learn to live in. It's how you wake up with clarity, how you move with confidence, how you finish your days with peace. It's how you protect your energy, manage your money, lead your thoughts, and design your days. This rhythm is not found in chaos, not in chasing, not in reacting. It's found in structure, in awareness, in vision. And the more you protect that rhythm, the stronger your life becomes. Discipline becomes normal. Growth becomes daily. Wealth becomes inevitable. Fulfillment becomes consistent. That's what you're stepping into. So when you look in the mirror tomorrow morning, don't ask if you're ready. Just say it out loud. I've already started, and I'm not going back. Say it until it becomes real. Say it until your actions reflect it. Say it until your environment adjusts to it. Because the rat race, that's history now. You're on a different path. A path built by intention, by clarity, by strength, by choice. And this time, it leads somewhere worth going. And when the world asks what changed, what shifted, what happened, you'll smile and say, I stopped running someone else's race and I started building my own. That's it. It wasn't a lottery. It wasn't luck. It wasn't magic. It was a decision followed by action, reinforced by belief, strengthened by discipline. You stopped outsourcing your power. You stopped living on someone else's terms. You stopped reacting, and you started creating. And that, right there, that's what freedom sounds like. So take the next step. Not someday, today. Build the page. Send the pitch. Record the video. Learn the skill. Invest the dollar. Save the hour. Set the boundary. Say the no. Own the yes. Let today be the line in the sand, where the old race ends and your new journey begins. Not faster, but freer. Not louder, but stronger. Not someday, but now. This is your life. Take it back. The people you admire, they weren't smarter. They weren't luckier. They just started, and they didn't stop. They made the choice to live intentionally when others were distracted. They built consistency when others were chasing motivation. They committed to the process when others quit at the first failure. And so can you. Because the moment you shift from I should to I must, your entire identity starts to change. And when your identity shifts, your habits follow, your energy changes, your results begin to align. That's how it happens. Quietly, daily, deliberately, until one day, you don't even recognize the person who used to doubt. You've stepped out of the race and into your life, fully, finally, forever.